Alright, here's a real quick solution to contact form 7. We're going to create this by first creating a new page. So I'm creating a new page. I'm going to call it test. I'm going to save a draft. We don't need to publish it, obviously. And then come back to contact. So what I have here is I have the contact form 7. I have the short code that I would use for my page. Well, this is for the contact form. So let's go ahead and create a new one. By clicking the button up here, I'll add a new one in English. And then it gives me this selected form. So this is just a default form. It says, hey, who do I want this to go to? This is going to be my email. You can change out your email. Who is it from? Well, your name and then your / your email. These are in brackets, so that means it's in code. This is also your subject. So where are these coming from? Obviously, the input form. So here's the subject. Whatever they put in the subject is going to be the subject of the mail. So let's forget all this. Take all this stuff out. I'll still want it to go to me, so I'll leave my email in there, and let's just start from scratch. So this is still called untitled because we haven't saved it. First thing I'll do is think about my forms. I want first name, I want last name, I want email, I want phone number, I want blood type, whatever. I want a message. Maybe I want to, that's it. So let's do it like that. These are my codes that I want. Obviously, I'm going to want to display those. So when I get an email, I want to know what the body of the message is. So this is kind of what I want my email to look like. With a nice little message that says, hey, this is an email from your site. So I know when I get it, this is an email from the site. Well, what do I want the subject to be? When I look at my mail, maybe it's a publisher application. Maybe it's a message from your site. Sweet. So who do we want it to be from? Well, I want it to be from whoever this guy is. So let's go ahead and start with the generate tag. Well, the first thing is I'm generating a tag for the first name. That's text. So I'll click text. Is this required? Yes. Alright, that's all I need for here. These are max sizes, optional things that we can set here. But really, I just want this code here. And this code here. So one of them is copy this code and paste it in the form left, and this one is put it in the mail fields below. So obviously first name, first name. Next will be same thing, a text required. This will be last name. Last name. Alright, for email, we're going to generate another tag. I'll do email, and this makes it so if I hit required, it's going to require one of the @ symbols. So, the email will actually require 2 parts with a dot something, and have to reform that's why it's called email, because it's going to require an email form. Now, if I don't check required, it's not required. It'll just make sure that it is email. It doesn't have to be filled out. I'll take this down here and post it here. So phone number, I can do a couple things. I could do a text field. I could do telephone number here. I can do number, which is going to be a spin box or a slider. Obviously, you can see the different things here. I'm just going to go with telephone number. I'm not going to make this required just in case they don't want to leave it. I'll put the form here. Next thing is a message. Because it's a bigger field, I want to do a text area. I don't want this to be required either, so I'm not going to hit the checkbox. This will be a text message. I'm going to put this under it just so it looks a little better on the contact form. And then for the text area on email, I want to grab the bottom code here. I'm going to do... Alright, so who's it from? Let's go back to this. It's from this guy, email. So if I wanted to do this, I could do this. So now the email is actually from that guy. That's the output. And then last things last, so we need a button, man. So generate tag, submit button. Sure, I do want to label it. I want to send a message. And then I have this button once because I don't need it in the other form. Sweet. Once I'm done there, I'm going to go ahead and click save. And one last thing, I've saved it. It's going to give me my code here. if I can't find this code in the future, I can always click contact on the left. It'll list my forms. Remember, this one was called Untitled. I might even go back in and save it. This is called, something else instead of Untitled. Copy one, just so we know what it is, maybe publisher, application, or something like that. So I have this copied. I want to go back to my pages, and I want to go to my test draft. Place this, make sure I'm in the visual tab. Place this in the code. Hit save draft again. And now I can view the page. So I view the page. This is what I get. So obviously it's jumble. I have some things I need to clear up here. Obviously there's no space there. But if I put Tim Freund, Tim, this goes here, and I submit this message. Hey, your message was successfully, thanks. If we want to switch some of that stuff, we can do that as well. If I go back into reloading the page here, go back into copy one, down at the very bottom, here's my message. This is this one. So when your message sent successfully, your message was sent successfully, I can change that to, hey, thanks for sending that shit. Sweet. So that's pretty much the basics of it, man. Obviously we had those issues before. I might put a space between each one of these, just kind of give it a better look. And save it again. And now one more thing, let's go ahead and check the email and see what happens there. Awesome, message for your site, and then here it is. So I've got all the information that I need, Tim Freund, yada yada. So hey, have a good day.